Hello my friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. As I said yesterday in my Thrifty Thursday video where I showed you some new junk journal supplies, I showed you this little book and I just was like, could not wait to make this into a little journal. Found it at the thrift store and I thought it was the cutest thing ever. This little bird and a little butterfly there. It says the Blue Bird of Happiness. Here's the back in case you didn't see that video. But we're going to start from scratch. And I haven't done that in a while. I've been, sometimes I'll make the cover with you. And then at other times I make, get start on the cover and then go from there. But today I'm going to start fresh from the very beginning. I haven't done anything yet, but get a few things out here. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a new spine on this journal, of course, because, you see the spine there. But so when I do that, I'm not going to use this spine at all. I mean, you could use this spine, take the signature block out and then stretch it out. But I want to make like a 2-inch, about a 2-inch spine, I think. So I'm just going to cut this cover off of here. I didn't even look at the copyright of this book. I just thought it was so cute. I didn't care how old or new it was. You know what I mean? I'll look at it though here in just a second and tell you, because I totally forgot to even look at that yesterday in my video. I just thought both the books I showed you yesterday were so cute. Okay, so there's the front. And let me get my garbage can over here, my trash can. Kind of got pushed away there. Okay, and then here's going to be the back. We'll just cut these loose. I've got a nice piece of cardboard here from a composition book to make my new spine. I'm going to even this up. The extra off of there. All right. Let's see what year. Let's see if it does tell me a copyright date here. Let me see. 2007. So like I said, I didn't care if it was old or new. I just thought it was so cute that it had to be a journal. Okay, so here's my cardboard. I want 2 inches, like I said. I think I'm going to do 3 signatures. So let's measure. Let's make a little mark here at, I need to cut off this top part and get this curve off of here. So let's, I think I can, at least if I can't cut all the way through, I can at least make a score line. Let me see. Or cut partially way through, part of the way through with my my paper cutter here. Let me get that curve off of there. That'll make it a little easier. Oh, it did cut all the way through. Okay, where's my little piece there? Get that out of the way. All right, now I can measure. So 2 inches. Let me get that right to the edge. Make a little mark here. About right there. And then, so that's going to be the 2-inch mark. I do 1.5 inches for my 2 signature journals, so I figured 2 inches would be good for 3 signatures. And and I want to get my length here real quick. I don't want to. Well, I could cut all the way down there, but I'm just going to see if I can measure here real quick. The length, it looks like about right here. All right, so let's do that. Since this did so well, we'll stick with the paper cutter here. That way I can get a nice straight line, not go off to the, side or whatever with my, trying to cut it with my scissors. I'm cutting right on that mark, my 2-inch mark. There we go. This was a pretty thick composition book, so that's why I chose this, to make a nice strong spine with just one layer of cardboard or chipboard, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and there's some extra. All right, so next step, let's get it lined up. And of course, most of you have probably seen this many times before, either on my channel or other channels. Let me make sure this is not too long. I think I've got a sliver too long here. Let me cut off a little. It's like just sticking over the end a little bit. Let me cut off a little sliver here. Gotta get it right. Gotta get it right. There we go. That looks better. And of course, so we line it up and we will leave a little gaps in here so that it will bend just like a regular, like a book. That's how it is. And when you have a book, you'll see a little gap in there usually. So then I just take my duct tape. This is my favorite duct tape. This color I like because it doesn't show through. I do get the clear one too, or the clear one doesn't show through either if it's a lighter or see-through fabric. I'm not using a see-through fabric today. So this is my favorite kind of like neutral looking duct tape that I get from Walmart. It's DUCK tape, and they have, you know, that variety of, at Walmart anyway, they have that variety of duct tape in the craft section there. So that's where I get it. And it's nice and sticky. So I feel like, you know, I mean, this is so sticky. If you ever used it, you know how sticky it is. It's going to hold together whatever you put it on. Okay, let me try not to get a wrinkle here. And you can either wrap it around or do one side at a time, whatever's easier for you. I used to always wrap it around, but I kind of don't do that I kind of usually don't do that anymore because I just do one set at a time. That's a little easier. And I make sure I wrap around my fabric, and that covers up the two, you know, the top and the bottom of whatever your spine is made out of. So I don't want to cover up too much of this cover. So I'm going to just, and I will reposition it sometimes if I think it's like, this is just ended up getting a little bit too close there. So I will, if I can, reposition it. I don't know if I can now. Like I said, this is pretty sticky. Let me see if it looks like it's bending okay. Okay, I think it's okay. I think I'm going to leave it. And if you ever feel like you do need glue with this, of course you can use glue with it, but we're going to have glue on top of it and all that jazz. So let's just get a little piece. Oops. I'm trying not to cover up too much of this. I just want to get a little bit of this cover just so it's attached. All right, something like that. Okay. Let me pull out a little extra here so I can see where I'm cutting. Right along the bottom. Okay, now we'll do the other side. Let's see here. Let me just kind of press that down and make sure it's all together. Okay, now the back. Yeah, so I thought we just kind of get this cover going. Kind of excited to start on this little one. It's going to be a little chunkster, little chunky monkey. So, oops. Gotta get it in the right place, right? There we go. Okay. Trying to see what I'm doing too. Keep everything upright and see what I'm doing. Oh, it went down too far. It truly is hard to sometimes keep things in view of the camera and then also see what you're doing. got it. I'm not pressing it down hard yet. I just want to take a peek over here and make sure everything looks good. Yeah, everything looks decent over there. Okay. I'm going to cut this off. And if you've ever used this and it's hard to cut, a wonderful subscriber gave me a tip on those non-stick scissors. And that was like, I've had some really great tips from my subscribers when they see me having trouble with something and they give me a tip. I didn't know there was such a thing as non-stick scissors. I don't know why, but I didn't. I just never really heard of them. And they told me, and I got some, and it's the best thing. I love these scissors. And I got them, where did I get them? Probably on Amazon or Temu. I don't know which one. Probably on Amazon. They weren't expensive. They're not a name brand or anything. They're just generic, generic non-stick scissors. Okay, so we'll press that one down real nice, and we can see how it's coming together here. There's a little bit coming above. I'm gonna. There's a little tape coming up there. We'll cut that off, but here's what it looks like. Nice little chunky spine there, so you can see it'll be a little nice little chunky journal. It's going to be so cute. Okay, let me cut this extra off here. Little sliver there. Let's see if I can get it. A little bit piece right there. Okay. There we go. Let me make sure there's nothing else sticking up there that I don't want, like cardboard or anything. Make sure it's all even. Yeah, it's all even there. Okay, good to go. So we're done with that. That's all we needed. It lasts a long time. You know, there's a lot on here, and that lasts me a really long time. I usually buy one, and then when it's, getting down to about halfway, I'll get another one and just have a backup. I like backups for my backups type of thing. That type of person, but no, I just get one backup so I don't run out. But I've never had a problem getting it. Okay, so next, I'm thinking about putting I don't know. Now I'm having second thoughts. I was thinking about putting this inside here, but I do want to put a pocket. I think I want to put a little pocket in here too. So I really need something now that I'm actually doing it. I need something I could leave this, but I kind of would like to put something. If I put a pocket here, it's going to cover a good part of that area. But it would be fun to have some pretty paper there too. So just one second. Let me look at something. So I like the blue color here, but like I said, it's a little plain. So I went and got a blue floral piece of scrapbook paper that I have. And you see the blue, it's not necessarily a bluebird, but he's got some blue in him or her. So, and the cover consists of blue, greens, and yellows pretty much. So I think this will be pretty on the inside. So before I put that down, let's go ahead and cut our pieces though. So I need a piece. Let me use the white side. Oh, this is a good piece to use too because it has a branding here. So I'll be gluing that down. So yeah, let me make a couple marks on here. And we'll get this going in short order. So I need a piece about, I'm trying to think of what else I'm putting here. A piece of fabric over the spine, which I have. I have 3 pieces picked out here, so we're going to have to narrow that down real quick as we do that. But let's cut this strip here. See if we can get a couple pieces. All right, so That's some pretty scrapbook paper, and we can use some of that in the journal too. So yeah, let's go like this. This is pretty non-directional, so yeah, that'll look good. Okay, let me make a little mark here. And we're going to put a closure on here too real quick before we put the paper down. Make a little mark here and cut that. I remember where that is so I don't lose it. Lose my mark. There we go. Okay, we can cut that. That'll be the back. Let's see how it looks. Pretty. See, that's prettier, right? And I can still put a pocket here. And I might change my mind. I might not put a pocket there. I mean, it's so small. I might not put a pocket there, actually. And then this piece, let's see. This piece down here has more flowers on it, so let's put that here. And I'll make a little mark. So when I cut through the paper, I try to cut on the mark, and that way the mark is not there anymore. You don't see the mark, so I don't have to worry about it, even though I'm doing it with a pen. I kind of cut right through it so you don't see it anymore. Right, there's my mark. I put it right on the line where I'm cutting, where my blade goes through, and it cuts right through it and kind of just cuts it off. Cuts right through it so it kind of is gone. Okay, so that'll be like that. Now let's do our closure real quick. So I'm going to put those up there. And we'll get, I picked this out. This is some blue, kind of that silky seam binding. And there was I think there was plenty on here. It wasn't a full one, but there's plenty on here for a closure, you know, be able to tie a bow and all that. So let's cut a little piece here, a little angle. And then we will measure a little bit here. So I want it to be long enough to come out. I want it to go all the way across so it's nice and sturdy under everything that we're putting down. I like that to do that. So everything kind of holds it in place, and you know, it's nice and secure. I'm not going to be able to sew through this. This is pretty thick. This is very thick. This cover on this journal, on this little book, is very thick. So I'm not going to be able to sew through it. So I'm going to do it like this so it's nice and sturdy. So we got a long piece sticking out here on this side. And then here's approximately the middle of the book. And then I'm just going to take that and double it so we have it come enough for the other side, and cut another little angle here, even with the other side. And there we go. We actually have extra. Good, in case we need it for tags or something. Okay. So let's see. Let me move that back over. This is a little scrap. And now we're going to put some fabric tack down real quick. And I don't need to measure. It's I just kind of eyeball the middle. And let me make sure I have it in the middle again. So I'm going to put these ends back together. And here's my middle right here. I'm going to put that down right here. And then put my glue down. So I don't want to move that. I want to make sure, trying not to have to measure again like I just did. So here's, looks like about the middle to me. So I'm going to start putting glue right there and all the way across. And on the other side. That should be more than enough. It's probably too much, but that's okay. So I'm going to move this straight up. Put it over that glue. And press it down into the glue. And that'll spread out under there and get it all nice, and push it down into my little grooves. I'll do that better in a second. Let me get my scissors and push it down into my scissors into that groove. Alright. So there we go. I hope everybody's having a good day, or going to have a good day. if it's morning, or having a good day if it's afternoon or evening when you're watching this video. And this should come out on Friday, so hopefully you'll have a nice weekend and some nice spring weather, not too much pollen where you are. There's a lot of pollen here, so I'm fighting it. Trying not to take allergy pills because they made me feel terrible. Okay, now next I'm going to go ahead and put this down because for me, I like my fabric to cover the edge of, I don't like this edge of I think this looks prettier with the fabric covering. I know some people like it the other way, but I don't know. Everybody to each his own, right? You do it the way you like it. This is how I do it. So the fabric's going to be covering our edges there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. See, so we have glue under this, and we're going to have glue over that too. So I think it makes it nice and solid to do your closure this way all the way through under your whatever you're putting on your journal. That's another reason I like to put paper here, is so I can do this closure like this. And the only thing is you just have to remember to do it because many times, let me take a drink real quick. Many times I've, started journaling and I forget, to think about my closure at the beginning. But since lately I've been pretty good about it. Pretty good about thinking about my closure before I put the paper down, like if it's going to have a closure. I try to think about it before at the very beginning. Okay, so that's a lot of glue. Let me make sure the edges have glue. And my little grooves. We're not putting, we are going to, actually I shouldn't have put glue there yet. So I'm going to have to really move now because, Fabri-Tac dries really quickly. All right, I think we've got enough here though. I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so since we already got these cut, let's just get them down here. So you can see I left a little border around, so you can see the original book around the border. I like to do that. I think that looks pretty like that, and it fits there perfectly. You can see my little fold there, and then we're gonna have to, like I said, I got 3 fabric pieces out here, so now I'm gonna have to decide real quick which one I want. So I picked some, I think they're all pretty much kind of upholstery. Oh, there's one that's not upholstery. It's more of a cottony fabric. But anyway, we're going to choose one real quick here so this doesn't dry in here. All right, so let's see, everything looks good there. That is going to be really pretty when you open up the journal and have that pretty blue. Like the bird on the front has the blue in it. And we have a blue, navy blue closure. That is navy blue. Silky seam binding. Okay, so let's see. I kind of wanted to show you the outside so you can, I don't know if I can now with that glue on there though. I'll kind of hold it up like this, but they're all pretty, so any of these could go. I should have just narrowed it down, but this one, okay, that has a hole in it right there is the only problem. This was an upholstery sample, so it was in a notebook or something at one time. But let's see if I do it this way. I could wrap that around on the inside or cut it off, maybe. So yeah, I could do that, like that. Okay, so that one, they're all very similar. This one, I didn't know if I would have enough or it'd be wide enough. Oh, you know what, I don't think I really like that. That yellow is a lot lighter, and this is more of a golden yellow. So actually, this would go. I mean, it would be fine, but I don't think it's as pretty as the one I just showed you now that I'm looking at it again. So we'll put that one, say no on that one. And this is the more cottony one. I have a lot of this one. And this also has like golden flowers on it. I would like to, either one of these would look good. And since I have to make up my mind, let's go ahead and use that upholstery fabric. And so we will, I think I'm going to need my, since this is upholstery, I don't know if this will actually rip as well as a cottony fabric. So let me grab my pinking shears. Yeah, got them right here. And let's see, where's that hole again? Right there. So do I want to use this? This side doesn't have a hole in it. And it has a pretty flower over here too. So let me get my width here. About like that. And like I said, I don't want to cover up too much of the front. So I don't want to cut this too wide, but if I have extra, I can either cut more off. I don't want to waste it though. This is only all I have of this one little piece of upholstery sample. So let me see, about right here. I'm going to cut right here, and then there's a hole on this side too, actually. Arg. Okay, so let's cut, see if I can cut a straight line. Sorry if I'm out of camera here, out of frame. I just need to cut. I'll be coming into frame right now. Here comes my scissors. Okay, there we go. I think I did pretty good there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we already have glue down here. Let me see if I have enough on there now. I think I need a little bit down here. And actually I want this flower on the outside. So that's a problem because I have glue here. So let me turn this over and kind of hold it up and put glue over here. That glue still is not dry on the inside, so we're good. We'll do this real quick on this side and then wrap it around. Get some glue in my grooves on the edges, top and bottom. And let me look at it quickly here. See if I have enough on there. Not quite, a little bit more. I want everything covered and I don't want anything popping up. So let's get my glue spreader and spread it out so every piece of this fabric will hopefully have some glue on it. Alright, that was probably better. Alright, and now the flower. So I'm going to have to ignore that little hole and just go with it. And that's what's good about this neutral kind of colored duct tape. Even if it shows through that little hole where it was originally in a notebook or something, it won't matter, I don't think. I think it's fine. So I'm going to put enough to wrap around the bottom a little bit, and again, not covering up the front cover too much. Just going right to the edge of the tape here. All right, so there we go. We got mostly that. Let me pull it up a little bit more. I don't need to wrap around the bottom too much, but I want that flower. That's just very pretty. And it's the colors, yellow and green, that are on the front here. So, let me see, am I still at the edge of the tape? Yeah, I'm really right at the edge of the tape there, so I think that's good. And I did the pinked edge, so that looks nice. If I don't put any trim there, it'll still look nice with the pinked edge. And it looks nice. I like the, you know, the frayed edge too. Let me go ahead and get that into my grooves, push it down, and we'll come back and get this. Well, let's get it now so that as I wrap it around, it won't cause any problems. And I can leave this whole piece here, it's fine. I don't mind covering up the back. Usually there's not much on the back anyway that I don't want to cover up, so we're not covering up that little bird. So I think we're good to go with that. And let me just make sure I have enough there. Yep, that's all glued down. Okay, now let's turn it over and get this going before this glue dries. And we'll spread this out. It's still spreading pretty much. I might add a little bit more. Okay, so I can see where my fabric is now. And so I'm going to put a little bit more glue out here. Especially right here. I'm going to glue down these flaps first, and then we'll get a piece to go in here. So, and I'm going to cut this off. This is a little bit too much. I don't want too much bulk under here, so I'm going to cut some of this off. Leave about an inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch here. Just enough to fold over. Because it's good to cover up the top edge and have a nice finished look with the fabric if you're putting fabric on your spine. So this works out well. Okay, so there's the bottom piece, top piece. All right. And let's push that down into the groove. All right, you can see that that's glued down solidly with the Fabri-Tac. Okay, now we're going to cut a piece to go over this, and I'm going to cut a piece to go all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. So let's do this. Let's do this. Actually, let's cut this piece right here. So about right to here and to here. Okay, so about right there. Okay, I'm going to cut that. See if I can cut a straight line now. I'm just cutting carefully so I can try to cut a straight line, because I do struggle with that, unfortunately. All right, that looks good. Now let's see, let's cut our length. So let me use these scissors for a second. So right up to the top, right up down to the bottom. And I'm going to use my pinking shears. I just want to cut a little notch there. And we've already got it pinked all the way around except for down here. So we're going to do that right here. With the pinking shears, we have nice pinked edges on all of this. Okay. And then this piece is going to go in here, and it's a very pretty piece also. Let me get a tissue. Take care of my allergies. Okay. And let me make sure everything's, this is not quite straight right here. Let me cut a little piece. Make that a little straighter. That looks good. Okay, now, so we kind of got glue pretty much all over here. We're going to put some up here on this fabric, right up to that top edge, and on this fabric, right down to the bottom edge. And just checking, making sure everything's copacetic here. Yep, we're all together. Okay, now let's put a little line right here. A little line right there. We already got a line there, but a little bit more here. Okay, now I'm just going to go over this a little bit too, because that's starting to dry. Going over our closure piece there, and then all right, that should be good. Let's spread it out a little bit too. Get a solid kind of bunch of glue all over the underneath of our fabric. And going right to the edge there. Okay, and this is my, just in case someone asks, this is my little piece glue spreader. I call it a glue spreader, but it's from the makeup section at Dollar Tree. So $1.25. Okay, let's see which way I want this. I think I want it this way. Okay. I'll put that right up to the top edge, right to the bottom edge. Top edge and bottom edge. I want to reposition. In case you didn't notice, I want to reposition here. Let me start with the top and then go down. Okay, there we go. I'm kind of centering it on the top fabric there. Okay, now straight down. And we're good to go there. Okay, yeah, I like that better. Much better, much better. I'm glad I did that. And then I'm going to pull it over here. Got a little bit too much glue on that side. Okay, now let me work some of that extra glue off of there. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. All right, she is coming together pretty quick there, right? Let me get my, let me use this. I don't want to damage anything with my scissors there, pointy scissors, pointy sharp scissors. I'm going to get it down into my groove here and here. This is not as sharp. It's sharp, but not as sharp as scissors though. And this is all nice and pressed down flat. And then this side, kind of turned it over pretty quickly there. So let's just go over this side too. And then we're going to do more in the next video, but that came together pretty quickly. So let's kind of see what she looks like. So cute. I would really like it. Yes, she is looking good. So that is it for today. I like to do this when I first get it together, even just to show you and show myself what it's gonna look like when it's all done. I mean, it's gonna have, of course, more in it, but just kind of what it looks like. Isn't that cute? Yep, that's what I was picturing. All right, thanks for watching today. Stay tuned. We'll start getting the pages together. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. Leave me a little comment. Let me know what you think and of the thick spine. I think that's going to be so cute. And the little bird. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.